Dermot Gallagher can only be a trusted source or a corrupt former referee, but this week he has come out and defended Rangers' award of the penalty against Hibernian, where a stray elbow caught John Souttar in the face. And I don't think the rhetoric that he's a Celtic season ticket holder is going to be used this week, but it just shows you when he comes out and favours Celtic in a decision, Rangers fans will spout that, and then in this instant, Celtic fans will bury him. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about what he went and said, because he thought initially it actually wasn't a penalty, but then later went on and said, you know what, I think the replay got that right, but he might have thought that it was a bit unfair on Hibs, was his first instinct. But I mean, to give what I thought, I didn't think it was a penalty, even though by the letter of the law it is a penalty. I thought the same with the Alistair Johnston thing. I'm sick of kind of saying that, but he was speaking on Ref Watch and he said, when I saw this, I thought really, really harsh. But when I saw the replay, when it goes to VAR, absolutely right. And what I would also say, also a yellow card. Flailing arm, catches him in the face, credit to VAR, because when I saw it, first of all, I didn't think foul. When I see the replay, definitely a foul. End of quote there for big Dermot Gallagher, season ticket holder at I was going to say at Ibrox. No, what it's at Celtic Park apparently. So yeah, I mean, he's come out and said that he didn't think at first it was. He thought it was harsh. Then once he seen the replay and the VAR, oh, correct decision. What you could say is they're being the officials are consistent, because they gave the Alistair Johnston one and they've gave this one. That's all you can really ask for. Consistency. But again, if they didn't give this right, it's like the Alistair Johnston one and this one. See, if they didn't give it, no one would even be talking about a penalty. It would just be, oh, Souttar caught a fooling arm there in the box. No Rangers fan when Souttar went down inside that stadium was calling for a penalty, right? Because see, when it happened, there was no shouts, there was nothing. The commentators and Rangers TV, very, very biased. I'm sure he would have called for a penalty. Now, when the replay showed, they were like, aye, that's going to be a penalty. I actually thought, but once it went over to the monitor and, he's been took out with the arm, you just think, you just know he's going to give a penalty, even though I think collisions like that shouldn't be. It's the same with the head knock with Alistair Johnston. It's like, I just think it's different, though, when someone, like, tackles them with their feet. But then it all depends on the situation. Like, we've seen with the Kyogo one, it's like Kyogo's flinging himself at the Livingston guy, and he's actually caught the Livingston guy before the Livingston guy's caught. Like, where's he supposed to put his foot? He's trying to reach for the ball, and Kyogo's come in and put his foot on top of him, and it looks like he's actually tackled Kyogo, but Kyogo's done that before, where he just flings himself at a defender's body in the hope of getting a penalty. I believe he did it against Harry Cochrane. Was it earlier this season? I can't necessarily remember. It might have been last season, but he's done it before. Players have these certain tendencies to do this, but Dermot Gallagher, he thought it was the correct decision. But I'm actually going to disagree. Yeah, I must be the only Rangers fan to disagree, but overall, it didn't matter, because you know why it didn't matter? The penalty was missed. But then there's another incident to talk about, because was there encroachment? Of course there was. There was encroachment for like 2 players. He goes on to talk about Scott Wright, and he says, if he had size 6 boots instead of a size 8, he wouldn't have encroached. But he does just encroach, and because it is him that scores, because of the impact and who impacts on the rebound, if you look who actually is, Scott Wright is the one in the box and he scores, so disallowed. Doesn't really want to talk about the fact there was a Hibs guy in the box. That's what I just find baffling. It's like, there's so much debate for pundits. Like, Boyd and Sutton both think it wasn't a penalty. Dermot Gallagher thinks it was a penalty, so it's split. Michael Stewart was crying about the fact it was a penalty. But then when it comes to the retake and encroachment, everyone's like, it was the right decision. Even Clement came out and said it. I don't know, it's a wee bit baffling to me. But that's where we're going to leave this video. Dermot Gallagher, is he right? We have put polls up on the channel, not about Dermot Gallagher, but the actual incident in itself. So we'll react to that very soon. But until next time, leave your thoughts down below. It's going to be a long week, but Sunday cannot come soon enough. But until then, peace.